was filling a 2x4 with screws. She's learning to like use a driver and a drill.
Yeah, kind of.
So much of the disdain towards simply my kid being who they are, it elicits anger.
Welcome to the organization called Free Mom Hugs, solely dedicated to supporting and empowering the LGBTQ community and helping parents navigate the world of raising an LGBTQ child.
Not only empower the community to have confidence and peace and just be able to live authentically in who they are, but to have authentic relationships with their parents.
It was created out of the relationship between Sarah Cunningham and her son Parker after Parker came out as gay.
I didn't really know what that meant or how to love him and celebrate his identity.
There was no reality where anyone in my neighborhood, anyone in my church, anyone in my community would have said, Sarah, you're doing fine. All you need to do is celebrate him. We didn't have that. Even in those ripples, it wasn't just in our home. It was the people she was reaching out to. You know, our church family, our neighbors, that nobody had. When I was younger, I was thinking, where am I gonna go? Where am I gonna go next? And now when we're still having these situations, you know, 20, 30 years later, a lot of times we have somewhere, you know, not necessarily a physical place for these people to go, but resources in those places that might be more affirming and, you know, long-term just giving them a chance to live.
What would you have done differently?
I would have invited him to sit down beside me, and I would have let him talk as long as he wanted to. And I would have hugged him and told him how brave he was to share that with me, and that we were gonna figure it out and everything's fine, and we're gonna learn about what it means to be gay.
Research has shown that mental health and homelessness in LGBTQ teens are connected with direct support from their family members. 2022 research shows that 45% of LGBTQ youth seriously considered attempting suicide in the past year. Youth who felt high social support from their family reported attempting suicide at less than half the rate of those who felt low or moderate social support. And 28% of LGBTQ youth reported experiencing homelessness, which is why Free Mom Hugs exists, to help educate other families the importance of support for their kids.
My name is Cameron Kaiser, and I am the state chapter leader for Free Mom Hugs Oklahoma. I have a gay son. I have a transgender child. Not on your team, so go for it. Get everything wrong.
Jokes on you, I was gonna get it wrong anyways.
A lot of parents of transgender children, they need to know what happens next. Is my child going to immediately go to the doctor and change all of their body parts? And some of these things aren't things that you can say to your child because you still want to protect them. When you send them to, say, the high school, they may go all day with people saying things to them that they've heard from their parents, especially in this conservative community, derogatory. They need somewhere safe that they can come home, they can land, they can decompress. They know that when they walk through that door, they're perfect, just as they are.
Free Mom Hugs started in Oklahoma, and now a chapter in every state has been established to provide a network of resources for help and people from all walks of life.
Good practice, right? That's how you build stuff. You got to start learning those skills.
And families all over the country are providing the necessary tools to help parents build strong bonds with their children.
My name is Stephanie Ezell, and I am the parent of a queer child. I grew up with the belief that having same-sex relationships was wrong and sinful.
What's your favorite part about art?
That you can do anything, and even if you mess up, you can still, you know, say that you didn't.
It's even harder as a parent of a queer kid. But what's my obligation as a parent of a kid who has to grow up in this? I mean, my oldest daughter, Nora, grew up understanding that who you were attracted to, you know, your gender, who they were, wasn't really relevant. And so we tried really hard to build that in from the outset.
If you're teaching your child that who they are is okay, no matter who they are, from birth, they'll have more power to identify themselves, to feel strong in who they are.
Research shows 35% of LGBTQ youth reported that their parents educated themselves about LGBTQ people and issues.
I am Laura Peters. I myself identify as pansexual. I grew up in a very religious home. I grew up with a preacher who is a source for a lot of my own childhood trauma, religious and other, in my life. And I know what that experience is like, and I know what it's like to not be able to be your authentic, genuine self to the people who are supposed to love you no matter what.
What do you think of your mom?
If something's going wrong, she'll be there for people. She's always there for people.
Being able to have access to supportive and inclusive resources helps in just about every way that you would think of. We see a decrease in suicide rates, we see a decrease in substance abuse, we see a decrease in all of these negative aspects that people turn to. You don't have someone to talk to, you don't have love and support from your family, maybe you get kicked out. At the agency that I work for, we have a youth shelter, emergency youth shelter, that if the kid doesn't have anywhere to go, they do now.
You did well.
Daddy, pick me up.
No. No, I'm not going to pick you up.
The goal is that one day, organizations like Free Mom Hugs won't need to exist anymore. Until then, they will continue their work across the country to empower LGBTQ youth and keep their families together. I'm Thomas Hoppe reporting.
Some single parents serving in the military are getting some much needed help. Next on The Race.